and welcome to Handpan Fundamentals. I'm Rosie, and this is my mate Rowan. So he, as you can probably guess, is a keyboard player, and I thought it would be great to get him over to explain a little bit more about this new pan. So I've just got an E-flat La Sirena, or a Dorian pan, and what does that mean?
So Dorian is a type of mode. So it's like scales. We have like our major scales and our minor scales.
In any mode, it's all about the gaps between the notes, right? Which kind of make the scale.
The easiest way to think about it is all the two easiest instruments are guitar and keyboard. And the reason for that is that you've got a physical visual in front of you, right? So you've got the white notes, and you can see when it's a gap of two. I mean, you can see when it's a gap of one. Same for guitar and the fretboard.
Yes.
So you can go up 2 frets or 1 fret. So an alternate word for that, explaining it, is a tone, 2 steps, or a semitone.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're going to call it like a tone and a double tone.
Yeah, they could have. They decided to count in ones rather than in halves.
But the major scale would be tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone.
And that adds up to 12 semitones.
Exactly.
It's always a way of breaking up 12 semitones.
Whereas if you've got a minor, then you've got tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone.
And you've got a Dorian,
which would be tone, semitone, tone, tone, tone instead of semitone, semitone instead of tone, tone.
So we've just kind of flipped those two over.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's jazz.
That's jazz, and that's modes.
Dorian is like a minor scale, but one of the intervals is slightly different. It's the 6th interval of the scale. So it's a minor scale, which usually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A Dorian would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6 is slightly higher. 7, 8. So it gives it that kind of right sound.
So a major scale and a minor scale are both types of mode, right?
Yeah.
And we're really used to hearing that. So most people could sing a major scale just like
Very nice.
thank you. Whereas I feel like in most music that we sort of tend to listen to, like classical and pop, you don't really see these modes so much, right?
Not so much at all, yeah. Which is why when you get them, it surprises the ear, and you're accustomed to listening to a certain type of thing.
Because even though you couldn't like explain it in words, if you just play the minor scale again, the normal. We're really used to that. And there are a couple of different minor scales that we're kind of used to. We're used to a harmonic, or we're used to a melodic, which are sort of slightly different things happening there. But this one, would you play it one more time, the Dorian?
Yeah, so instead of, let's see, you've got the, instead of that chord there, you'd have,
it's kind of this like brighter, more, and so you said the difference is, the main difference, really comes out in that 4th chord.
Yeah. The difference between a major chord and a minor chord is the 3rd. So it's the 3rd note in the chord. Now, if you can do fast maths, then you can work out that on the 4th chord, then the 3rd note of the 4th chord will be the 6th note, which is the one that's raised. So instead of it's.
So to make it really literal, right, as you just explained it to me, I've got my E-flat Dorian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that note.
It's the 6th degree of the scale.
Yeah.
So it's C natural instead of C flat. But C flats, that's when you get like super musically nerdy. And technically the 6th note of an E flat scale, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, which is actually a B. But instead of a C flat, it's a C natural, so you just sharpen it.
So right, so let's look at the example of A flat. So the notes that I would need for an A flat minor chord, regular A flat minor chord, A flat, C flat, and E flat.
Yeah.
But I don't have that. I've got the sharpened one.
Yeah, so C natural.
And that gives this.
Exactly.
Yeah, in fact, maybe it's worth explaining. I guess the reason that modes exist means that if I play in E flat Dorian, it's always going to have the same relationship between the notes, isn't it? That's the point of a mode, is that you could take something in E flat Dorian and transpose it if you wanted into like G sharp Dorian.
Yeah, same as the major scale or minor scale.
And it's all about the interaction between the notes, and that means that any time you come to a major scale, you know that chord 1 is going to be major, you know that chord 2 is going to be minor, chord 3 is going to be minor, you can go up, and that means that the relationship, the interaction between the notes is always the same. So it's exactly the same with this Dorian scale.
Yeah.
It just means that the thing that's different from our ear is that mainly it's our fourth chord.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm trying to think of like examples of music that people would know that have the Dorian mode. But you know like Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah. Because you
It
would
goes
expect
up and it just feels exactly you're expecting it.
It's like brighter and magic colour and shiny.
Yeah, exactly. And you get it in a lot of funk as well. So funk disco, all of Nile Rodgers' stuff from the 70s is very much like that kind of.
So instantly funky, and I think what's so exciting for me to really be exploring these modes is I feel like I know what home sounds like, I know what the tonic sounds like, what chord 1 sounds like, and I talk a lot about it in different videos, especially explaining like D minor versus F major and relative minors and majors, and for me it's been a really interesting exploration being like, oh, I don't know what home sounds like in this scale.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of music, isn't it? It's like expectation and suspense or surprise, and that's what makes I don't know, like sort of 3-chord songs where everyone's sort of snobby about it. Oh, it's like just a 3-chord song.
Yeah.
But it's because it sounds so familiar.
Yes.
And then when you make slight variations, that's what makes it sound quite interesting.
The challenge with handpans is that you kind of become very conservative because you're like, I have these chords on my pan, they're the only ones that I can play. Whereas, you know, a guitarist isn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to, you know, I'm using the Dorian mode.
Yeah, limitations are good.
Yeah, but it means that we need to think about the fact that, yeah, our ears can become used to anything, but the fact that we are working within a limited box of notes, and that's when I work with other people. They have to be very nice and join me in my box.
Just on that, the story of Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen.
No.
So Queen didn't have any #1s in United States of America. And throughout the 70s they got more and more complicated. Bohemian Rhapsody was 1975. And they just, you know, Freddie Mercury, really good pianist, and just had all these lights at his disposal.
Yeah.
And then in 1980, I think, 79, 80, he wrote a song called Crazy Little Thing Called Love, but he was a terrible guitar player. So he decided to write the song on the guitar because he only knew like 3 chords.
Yeah, because it's just like D chord.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a really kind of and got them their first #1 in America.
That's a good story. So we're gonna go straight to #1 in America.
Yeah, exactly, because you've got limitations.
Exactly.
On handpans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Rowan, and thanks so much for watching. If it was useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Me and Rowan are doing some exciting music things together. More exciting than talking about theory? No, don't be silly.
There is sexy.
So keep an eye out for that and go subscribe to Rowan on the Instagram. And that's it. Thank you, Rowan, for coming and doing this. I didn't tell you that you had to do this. Thanks. So you could almost think of it. No, yes, that makes sense. I'm not going to say that. That's wrong and confusing. On down to a B flat. Have I just said that completely wrong?
So
I went to university with Rowan and studied music together.
the easiest.
I'm not saying that on the internet.